Hi, it's Alan Repich. Good to see you today. I'm here for the first episode of the Value Marketing Minute, and I wanted to explain to you just a little bit about what I'm up to here. I'm Alan. I'm the co-founder and chief marketing officer at Creative Age Leadership. And we have a brand that we're launching a new program called Cause and Success. And Cause and Success has a couple of different components to it. There's an online academy called Kaz Academy that we'll be working on and launching, as well as the camps for entrepreneurs. We're doing some summer camps for entrepreneurs. It's going to be a ton of fun. So that's where I come from. And, the Value Marketing Minute, the whole purpose of this is to really bring you short episodes of highly valuable information that you can put to use right away. And so we'll hit them quick. We'll knock them out, and we'll be talking about things about pricing, things about value-based pricing, how to determine a value that makes you unique in the market, and so on. So those are some of the topics we'll be talking about, and this one's a little bit longer, so I wanted to just get started a little bit just to let you know what we're working on here. So what is value marketing anyway? It's a term that, it could be, a little bit complex, but quite honestly, value marketing is relentless pursuit to identify, demonstrate, and document valuable points of difference as perceived by the customer. Now, that's a bunch of words, and quite honestly, I can simplify it down to, in other words, what is your unfair advantage? Find an unfair advantage that you can leverage in the marketplace. And you'll see in a minute that it's all about the customer and their perception. So just want to keep that in mind as we go forward. So there are really three basic categories for value propositions out there. When we go about designing them, you're going to find they're going to fall into three basic categories. The first is the all benefits value proposition. Now, this one is really benefit, benefit, benefit. And then, of course, you want to be able to present your benefits. That's what this is all about. It really, though, stops there. It's almost like, this is how great our stuff is, buy my stuff. And so that's pretty much it. Now, the next category is really finding those favorable points of difference. So we're not just listing, 20, 30, 40 benefits and hoping we hit the mark. What we'll do in the second category is we'll actually look for those very few differentiators that really cause you to stand out in your market, really to have your service and your product really stand out in the market. And so we're concentrating on just a few things, but we're leveraging them to the hilt. We're going to use that in competitive analysis. We're going to use it to price our services and products. We're going to use that to basically work through the conversation with the customer about what they need and how you can solve their problem. The third category of value propositions is really the resonating focus. And this is where all of the work you've done, determining your benefits, figuring out what makes you unique, finding your unfair advantage, that really lands. The customer says, yes, I like that. That solves my problem. No one else can do what you do. And I absolutely, resonate with your message, with what you have, with what you're selling, and with the results that I get, the customer gets from your products and services. And it's just a complete, resonance between you and your customer. And that's when the magic really happens. And all the homework you do leading up to that is what causes that to happen. So the all benefits is as we talked about, it's really how do you determine what all of the benefits of your product and services, are. Make a list, find out what are all the benefits, and they may not all matter to the customers, and we'll get there in a minute to see how you can figure that out. But really, all benefits is really that. Go ahead and just start with that. Start with the all benefits part and just list them all. What do you think the benefits are? And here's where you're going to do a little bit of homework as well. Check them out with your customer. Ask them why do they want to work with you? Why did they buy from you? You never know. You might get a surprising answer that some of the benefits they bring up are things you would have never thought of. So give that a try. The other one is favorable points of difference. Basically, here you're looking for that unfair advantage. Now you're going to dig a little bit into, really what is that customer saying and what can your competitors do? And I can tell you one thing, you always have competition. Don't ever say, I don't have any competitors. We're so unique that, we just don't have any real competition. That's not true. Customers are out there solving problems today without you. And so there are absolutely competitors. They may be substitute solutions. They may be, customers are just solving it with paper clips and chewing gum right now. And that's your competitor. It's really that. So start thinking about substitute technology in addition to a direct competitor who's really selling something very similar to what you have. So we're going to be looking for those favorable points of difference, things that separate you from your competition in the mind of your customer. And we're going to strike that really hard real soon and really get you to see where are we coming from here in this entire conversation. All right. So then there's resonating focus. Resonating focus is that magic when the customer just sees it. They're honing in on the favorable points of differentiation that you have, your unfair advantage. They see that as their solution. When that happens, magic occurs, and you can basically do the premium pricing that you really want. So competing on price, dead end. Don't ever do it. That's never a business model. So we need to get to that resonating focus, and we'll go through the steps and we'll go through the process. All right. So how do you do it? Well, here's the 4 basic steps of designing a value proposition. First, there is, in fact, that design part. You come up with the message, really come up with what it is you're going to say, how you're going to price it, and how you're going to talk to your customer, because we're looking at how do we have a value proposition that makes a difference in the sales conversation. And that's really what it's all about. So we'll design it. We'll test it. Go out there and test it. Ask your customers, what do they think? Would they buy? Are they interested based on what you're talking about? Then you adjust and readjust based on the feedback that you get. So that's really what you're doing. You're testing and adjusting and testing and adjusting. And even when you're in the delivery phase, delivering your product, delivering your service, executing that value proposition, you're still testing and adjusting as you go. Marketing that's what it's all about. You're never done. Marketing is a giant experiment that you continuously adjust and test and readjust. That's what you're doing. So those are the 4 basic steps to designing any value proposition. And by the way, if you do this rigorously with a lot of data and a lot of input, you can design your entire business model based around the results that you get from this process. So keep that in mind. It's not just about what you say and magic language and special words, but you're really designing a business and a business model. So that's what this is really all about. That's the high value of marketing and doing it, properly and rigorously. That's what we're doing here. All right. And remember, customers don't buy for your reasons. Investors don't invest for your reasons. And basically, people don't join your team and you for your reasons. They do it for their reasons. They have an agenda. Don't ever forget that. So it's basically, you see, no matter how great the technology is, no matter how wonderful a person you are, how great you are to work with, maybe even forget the results you've gotten in the past, good or bad. None of that stuff matters. The investor, the customer, that potential co-founder or key team member, they have an agenda and they're doing things for their reasons, and they'll join when they see a mutual benefit. It's not really about just, having you succeed. They need to succeed as well. So just don't ever forget that, and don't ever lose focus. Don't fall in love with your product. Don't fall in love with your technology or your company. Just remember in all of your conversations to put yourself in that other person's perspective, because they have an agenda and they have their reasons. All right, so we went through a lot of material there on basically defining a value proposition, categorizing it, going through a process, and then really honing in on and landing on, make sure you're always looking at it from the perspective of the other person. So this is Alan Repich with Creative Age Leadership and Cause and Success, reminding you to, get curious, stay confident, and be connected. This is Alan. I'll see you later. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.